morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, June 26th. It's my FlossTube number 147, and as you can probably tell from what I think I'm going to put as the title of the video, I am 3 days out from being on FlossTube for 3 years. So my very first video, I remember it was a Saturday, June 29th in 2019. The reason that I remember that it was the 29th is because my second video was the next Friday because it was holiday, because it was 4th of July weekend. So that's how I know that I did my very first video on Saturday, June 29th. And I had been wanting to do something on YouTube for quite a while. It had been brewing in my head, and I actually got a tripod back in like December. The problem was at that point is like I didn't feel like I had any kind of expertise or that I wasn't doing anything that I could talk about that anybody would be interested in. I was doing diamond painting, but I felt like there were so many diamond painters, and like what do you do? Diamond painters, you can watch them diamond paint, or they do unboxings, but there's not a lot to talk about, and I felt like it was a saturated market already, I felt like. And then I started stitching in March and loved it, and I was taking my stuff over to my mom every Friday to show her like my progress, and she was the only person that I could really talk to about it. And that's when I thought, I've been watching these FlossTube videos, and I know that there's a ton of them, but everybody's take on the stitching is different, and everybody does different stuff. Diamond painting is pretty much one thing. Stitching is like a huge world, and that's why I started it, and I haven't looked back. I've done a video every week since then, except for the few times that I've been ill or have been on vacation, and I have totally loved it, and I think made some really good like online friends and some in real life friends, and I'm so happy that I started it. So my advice to anybody who might be interested in doing a FlossTube channel is just go ahead and do it, and don't worry about like I don't know how to do anything. 3 years later, I barely edit, and it doesn't matter, because you don't have to have really slick, fancy videos. You just need to get on here and talk and share yourself. And this community is very welcoming and just enjoys that, and enjoys having people that they can discuss their, passion with. That's basically what it is. So just do it. And if you are worried about, sounding silly, or you don't know how to do videos, or you're afraid you're gonna come off looking bad, or whatever fear your fear is, my suggestion, I've said this before, but I 100% believe it, is take 2 or 3 of your very favorite FlossTubers and go and watch their first couple videos, and you will see the big difference even like 2 or 3 months makes on knowing how to talk on video, having it be smooth, knowing kind of what you're doing. And you'll be surprised, because you'll see these videos, from people that you think are just professional FlossTubers, and you go look at their first videos, and they're all kind of crap. But it doesn't matter, because they were charming enough and interesting enough that people kept watching them, and now they've been doing it for a long time. So that is my advice to anybody who is thinking about starting a channel. Just do it. And if you're thinking about starting a channel, or you start a channel and you watch me, then let me know, because I have found a lot of people, because they said, hey, I have a FlossTube too, and then I go watch them, and then I watch them every week. That's just kind of how it works. We kind of build out like a stitching amoeba. So please forgive or ignore the fact that I have big wet splotches all over my t-shirt. Right before I started this video, I gave Baggy a little impromptu bath. He's sitting there. He's not thrilled with me, but he's right here, so he's probably going to be looking at me with disdain for a few minutes. I actually gave him a bath yesterday too. I don't know, I switched his food recently, and I don't know if it's not totally agreeing with him, but he's been a little stinky in the hind quarter area the past week, to the extent that I don't want him near me. So I got some nice cat friendly oatmeal shampoo, which smells really good. Smells like almonds, and it actually smells really good. And I've given him a couple baths, and he's not thrilled with it, but he has not scratched me yet, knock wood. And I'm just doing like his waist down, if a cat has a waist. So I just kind of stick him in the sink, and he is standing on his hind legs with his front legs on me, and I just hold him and I just wash the nether area. And I think he's starting to realize that it actually feels good, the warm water and the soap. If he has some irritation back there, that it actually makes it feel good. So he doesn't like it, but he actually today, when I did it, he still complained, but he, you know, kind of calmed down a little bit. So he's a good cat. You guys know I pick him up, I squeeze him, I hold him. He doesn't seem to be, he's not that skittish, you know, with me. He's a good boy. So yeah, so we'll work on keeping him sweet smelling, because we don't want him smelling like a gross smell cat. Yeah. So I think it's a combination of, I switched his food and it's hot. And I think he's like shedding a little bit. His fur, which is pretty thick, is trying to thin out because of the weather. And so he's getting dirty, and he's not taking care of it himself well enough, which I think is partly a factor of age and fatness, maybe. Although he's never been like a huge grooming cat. Like, you know, some cats, you see them grooming themselves all the time. No, he does his face and his paws, and he licks around a little bit, but he's not like a huge groomer. So I guess I need to take care of that for him if he's not going to do it. Okay, so mentioned hot weather. It has been pretty hot here. It's been in the 90s every day. I think it's going to go down to the 80s by the end of the week. This week, you know, it's gonna, like Friday, it'll be like 81 or 82 instead of 95, but it's been pretty hot. So, you know, summer in Southern California, I don't like the hot weather, so, you know, I could complain every week. Hopefully I'll try not to. But yeah, it's been hot, and I just, like I said, I don't think that it necessarily is good for me or for Baggy. I do leave the air on for him, not the air conditioning, but I do leave a fan on for him during the day, because I want him to at least be able to have some airflow if he needs to feel that on him. But I do notice him finding sort of cool spots on the floor that he likes to be on, especially when I do have my air conditioning going. He finds like a path, and there's a spot under one of the chairs that he likes. And yeah, so he's a floor cat. He doesn't really like going on high things, so he is sticking to the floor, especially now that it's hot. Okay, oh, reminder, today is our Zoom, 2 o'clock today, 2 o'clock Pacific time. So after my video is completed and uploaded, it's 9:15 now, and you know, sometimes it takes an hour to upload the video, sometimes it takes 4 hours. So if it doesn't upload properly, then you're not going to see this until, but knock wood, it will just take its normal amount of time. But I will be trying to remember to check Instagram, so you can still message me to get the codes to get on, and I will try and remember to check them even periodically after 2 o'clock. So if you realize, like, oh gosh, it was 20 minutes ago that it started and I didn't get the codes, still try and message me, and I will try and keep checking so that I can send them to you guys. But I am looking forward to that. It should be fun. Last time I did it, when my leg was I was in pain, and I moved like my computer, my Chromebook, to my daybed so that I could kind of be more comfortable and stitch, and it actually worked really well. I have to unplug it so that I'm going on battery, so of course, you know, I can't do it for a huge amount of time. But last time, because it was that extended one that I did, I would think I had it on for like 5 or 6 hours, and my, you know, before I got to where I definitely had to plug in my computer. So so I'm planning on doing that again, sitting on my day pad, stitching on tulips and fans, and chit-chatting with the people that are on. So hopefully it'll be fun. I think we're gonna have some other FlossTubers on there this week. If they're able to join, I think Jen from Stitching with the Waves said she was gonna try and get on, and Kelly from Pages and Stitches said she was gonna join. So hopefully they will, and yeah, and a couple other people too, so it should be fun. So please join. Let's see. Oh, one thing I wanted to address about my videos, because somebody did mention it to me last week, was ads on my videos. So if you're watching my video and there's ads interrupting every few seconds or whatever, tell me definitely, because the way I set up my videos is I do have ads on my videos. My feeling on that is that YouTube's gonna put ads on my videos anyway, before and after, so I might as well get a little bit of benefit from it. I don't have a huge channel, so believe me, I am not planning on retiring on my YouTube earnings. The amount of money I get maybe will pay for, you know, a kit every 6 months or something. It's really not a ton of money, but I figure it's better for some of it to go into my pocket than all of it to go to YouTube. So I know there are people who pride themselves on never having ads on their videos, and you know, that's great. A lot of these channels that say that are very, very large channels that actually you guys send them a lot of stuff for free. So I don't feel really bad about having ads. I mean, I do take this time every week and I spend time answering every single comment that I get. And so I think that it's okay for me to have ads, but I don't put the ads in the middle of the videos. So if there are ads in the middle of the videos, either I forgot to uncheck the box or YouTube is doing it and I have no control over it. But tell me, because if it is that I forgot to uncheck the box, then I will go and uncheck the box. The thing is that when I am prepping my video or while it's uploading, I can go in and put in the description and all that kind of stuff, and I can set up the monetization at that time. But when you do that prior to the video being completely uploaded, you can't uncheck the box yet. It just puts it on automatically. So I have to go in after the video has been uploaded. I have to remember to go back to my computer and uncheck that box. And last week I forgot to do that until somebody had commented that there's ads in the middle of your video. So that that's that. So yeah, so feel free to tell me if there's like ads interrupting the video every 5 minutes, because I definitely don't set that up. But do know that sometimes YouTube does kind of just stick ads in places that, you know, and I don't have a lot of control over that. Also know, just in case you're wondering, although I don't think a lot of YouTubers who are smaller channels know this, I can control the ads just a tiny bit. I can't control them completely, but you can go in and take off categories. So like on my videos, you should never see any ads that are political in any way, or that have anything to do with body stuff like weight loss and that kind of thing, because I took those off. So hopefully when you go into my videos, you're gonna see probably craft ads, and then you may see the ads from stuff that you've been searching on Amazon and things like that, because you know they mine your data. So anyway, that's how the ads work. And as I said, for me, I try not to set them to have to be mid-roll, but I do have ads before and after, and I understand that there can be a pain, and I get it, but you know, just realize that, you know, while you're watching that ad, I'm getting like, you know, half a cent maybe. So so yeah, there's that. Speaking of me getting any kind of monetary thing, they do have a new thing now on YouTube that is I what are they calling it? It's a tip. It's basically a tip icon. There's a dollar sign underneath anyone's video who has this, and if you click on that, you can give a tip, and then your comment will say that you gave a tip, and it's there for you if you want to use it. Nobody's used it yet, so I'm kind of curious what will happen if somebody does that. I haven't seen that yet, but you can use that. I do have, you know, Buy Me a Coffee and Ko-Fi as well. That has become kind of less popular for the people on my channel, which is fine. I did get another Buy Me a Coffee from Faye, so thank you so much for that, Faye. But those are getting a little bit harder to actually access the money anyway, so if you are inclined to give me a tip, try using that little dollar sign thing below. I kind of want somebody to just, you know, give me a tip so I can see what happens, but anyway, it's there for you guys to use it, and I do so appreciate it when somebody does. So okay, so this week it was both boring and stressful at work at the same time. I'm still alone. I think I will be alone in the office until Wednesday. I think that my boss and my coworker are getting back on Monday night, I think, or in the middle of the night, or Tuesday morning or something like that from their flight from the Philippines. Last week my computer on Tuesday died, and my computer is like the network computer, the one that has like our programs on it that they then link into. So I have not been able to fix it. My coworker is kind of like the office computer guru. So it's been really stressful, and like can't find the BitLocker recovery key. I found hers, I found my boss's, I can't find mine. And I think that it's scanned or in one of the programs that I can't access. And part of the problem too is like, because I'm trying to access things on her, you know, a different computer than what I normally use, it wants to send codes, but they're not my programs, they're like my boss's, so it's sending codes to his phone where he's in the Philippines. And because there's such a time difference, like even if he gets the code and sends it to me, it's like, you know, 24 hours later or whatever, and you know, it's too late. So it's been really frustrating, but I'm really hoping that when they get back, my friend will be able to at least access those programs so that we can get the recovery key and then we can get my computer fixed. I'm hoping, because we're coming on the beginning of the quarter and there's a lot of stuff I have to do, and it's just, yeah, so it's been really stressful. And then without a computer, it's hard to get stuff done that I need to get done. So there's kind of been these like big downtimes where, you know, it's like I don't have, you know, I can file and I can shred and I can do all these other little organizational things, but I can't do like the meat and bones of what I need to do. So that's been a little stressful. Only other thing I want to tell you guys about, and I realize this is, you know, something that is here in Southern California where I live, but if, you know, it was really cool. So if you are looking for something to do with your family, look and see if there's one of these available. So I met Aaron and Stacy and the kids and Stacy's mom and her husband for dinner last night to celebrate Logan's promotion. I guess they don't call it 8th grade graduation anymore. His promotion from 8th grade to high school, and we went out to dinner. And we went to Disney Garden Walk, which is just, it's basically just a shopping center, not really a shopping center, an entertainment center that's across the street from Disneyland. It's, you know, basically restaurants and shops that are more entertainment based shops, and there's a movie theater and stuff like that. It's not like clothing shops, that kind of thing. It's more, there used to be a Lush there, but I don't know if there is anymore. But anyway, so we went to dinner, and then we were walking around afterwards, and Stacey had read about this one store, I guess if you want to call it a store, I don't know. But anyway, it's a game cafe, is that what you would call it? So you go in, and of course there's all kinds of things you can buy, but on top of that they have just like a library. They have racks of board games, and then they have 10 or so little tents or yurts in the store, and inside each one is a table that has like 4 stools that rotate out, and then you can they'll put chairs in there as well. So, you know, 6 people comfortably in these things. You could probably squish in 8. And you just go and you take whatever games you want off the shelves and play them. And it's something like $1. It was like $1.50 a person per hour. So you can stay and play a game for an hour, or you could, you know, stay all night. And it was really fun. So we played, we actually kind of split up. Me and Aaron and Logan played a more adult game, and then Stacy and Reagan and Hudson at the other end of the table were playing a game that was more Hudson's speed. But we had just a really good time, and we were there probably about 2 hours, and maybe not that long, but it was just fun, and it was like different, and it was like a really cool thing. And yeah, Stacy's actually, they're in a homeschooling group, and they have a whole they have a network group that like they go and they do charitable stuff, but she's thinking it would be a fun like field trip for the homeschool kids. And it would, because it's like you can pick whatever game. There was one game actually my brother was interested in, and I guess they have like an attendant there, and there was a Star Trek kind of game, and the guy's like, how long are you planning on being here? And Aaron's like, why? He's like, well, because this game takes like an hour per person played. So we were like, no, not that one. But we played a fun game that we had never heard of before, and you know, it's actually would be a really good way if you're a board game player to try out a game before you purchase it for the family. And we had a really good time, and it was just different, and I hadn't been out doing anything in so long, which I'm kind of not minding. I'm turning into a hermit, but it was fun to be out, and it's an open air type mall, and so it was a really nice night. It was really hot in the afternoon, but after the sun went down, it was a really nice night, so it was a fun night. So anyway, I'm saying look for something like that, because it is actually a really fun, cool thing to do. Okay, so now that I've yabbered at you for 20 minutes, we should get into the stitching. I don't have any starts or finishes to show you, or any little golden book stuff. I kind of got a bug in my ear this week and did some reorganizing in my area. You know, it would have been made more sense to just kind of like do some basic like organization of stuff that's already like a mess, but instead of doing that, I was like moving furniture in my craft area and reorganizing this stuff. So it's going to be way better when I get all of the bits and bobs put away, but now it just looks even messier than it did before. So, you know, that's the story of my life. But as I reorganize, I'm always having this idea that, you know, because I'm in such a small space, it's like I want everything to be easily accessible. So having things in boxes and put away is great, but when it's put away behind things and you can't get the stuff out, that drives me crazy, because then I don't use it, I don't know it's there. So I was trying to solve that issue, which I think I did to a certain extent. So we'll see. I actually moved, I had some magazine containers that are holding all of my patterns and charts and some kits and stuff like that, and they were right here, and I'm like, that doesn't need to be super accessible, because when I decide I want to do a new thing, I can go through them in another place. So I actually moved those over there behind me, got rid of some unneeded kitchen stuff that's been sitting around getting gross, to be quite honest, and so I reorganized a rack that I had, and then I put the magazine holders on that, so that freed up space over here. So anyway, that took up some of my crafting time, and so I didn't do any, you know, new starts or little golden books or anything like that. Okay, but I did have quite a few whips, so let's get into that. I did work on Catnap Faye. I'm not gonna pull out the picture because she's getting far enough along where I don't think I need to. This is by Nadia Tate. It's Heaven and Earth Quick Stitch. And, you know, I do it in my diagonal, so I did not much, because I think I was starting a new diagonal when I started this. And because I'm not doing the background, I've turned the corner. Well, actually next diagonal I will officially turn the corner. But she has these wings, and then there's a little bit more greenery over here, and then there's quite a bit of background. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm like 2/3 done. It's hard to judge because of the fact that I'm not doing the background. So, but I just think she's really sweet. And Kitty's in there, definitely. Okay. Let's see. I had one night where I just wasn't feeling like stitching difficult. Not that it's difficult, but you know, I didn't want to change classes. I was a little headachy, so I decided to do a little bit of the Rainbow Cats needlepoint that I am just doing using assorted needlepoint stitches just to add visual interest. So I finished this this pink area and did some more black outlining. I did this little blue section. So I'm doing it kind of color book-esque, where I am outlining and then filling in. Oh, and then I did this part down here. So yeah, I think it's fun. It's fun to just pick kind of a simple textural stitch and then, you know, just do it in each section. So I'm not picking anything that's too difficult. So basically it's just little patterns that I'm, you know, picking. Okay. On Wednesday, Chatelaine Wednesday, I'm using my little placeholder Chatelaine. So I worked on Kathy's violets a little bit more. I was having a problem with my brand new, like I got it, what, a month ago? My little tablet thing that I got, my Amazon Fire tablet. It's just a little inexpensive thing. But it wasn't charging. Like, I've only had it for a month and I couldn't get it charged. So I called their customer service and I was 3 days past where they would just send me out a new one. So they said that they would, you know, either repair it or replace it, but I have to send it back, and then, you know, and they sent me a code, but then this was when my computer died, so I don't have a printer at home, so I would have to print it at work, and I just wasn't thinking about it. Then I tried charging it again, but I laid it flat because I read something and it did start charging. So I don't know if I'm gonna send it back or not. I know that the little port is probably bad, but it does have a full like year warranty, so I can probably send it back at any time and get them to take care of that. But I don't know if I'm gonna need to do it right away. But I continued with the Algerine eyelet stitch up this way, and I think that's all I did that night. Because I couldn't get at the pattern on my tablet, and I didn't feel like doing it on my phone because it's just like so small, and then I have to hold it. Yeah, so I just did the Algerine eyelets. Okay, I did a little bit. Oh, there it is. I did a little bit more on my panda. So this project, I wanted to find something to use on the bamboo printed fabric, so I found this little kit. So I'm putting that on the bamboo printed fabric, and then as I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I don't think they're going to be big enough to look, you know, the fabric's just going to be too big for the two little pandas down at the bottom, so I'm going to add these Gouldian finches, which do live in bamboo forests, at the top somewhere, but I'm like nowhere near even doing the finches. So I worked a little bit more on the pandas because I just really like this fabric. So so you can see I kind of have gotten into his face. That's his nose. And I started the bamboo that they're eating. It may blend in a little bit to the bamboo background, but it does get back stitched. So and when I get outlining done on this, I think then it's going to be, you know, it's just going to be fill in for a lot of it. So it's good when I feel like stitching, but I don't feel like stitching, if that makes any sense. I feel like stitching, but I don't feel like having to think about it. Okay. 2 more. I worked on my mini flower kitty, which is a full coverage mini by Jeremiah Kentner, and this is a mini. It's 225 by 225, and I'm doing this on 28 count 2/110 stitch, which I really actually am liking. I think that that's kind of a good way to do these full coverages because then they don't end up huge, and I like the 2/110. So I finished my diagonal here. I'm getting into like the pinks of these little flowers. There's another flower that will come in there, but I'm enjoying it, and I think the 2/110 looks fine. I've never been one that cared that much about seeing fabric through it. I did choose this more taupey fabric rather than the bright white. And when I first started doing full coverage and first started stitching, I was like, I'd never do a full coverage without it being gridded. I don't think that that's so much of an issue anymore. Like, I'm pretty well versed now on doing the way I do full coverage, doing the diagonal stitching with parking, and so I'm not having too much trouble worrying about the 10 or counting. The gridding definitely makes counting for parking easier, but I haven't run into any problems so far with this one. So it's a good way to use up a fabric that I probably wouldn't use for anything else, and it is easier on the eyes to have it not bright white. And then last but 100% not least is my Mediterranean Little Mermaid, or Little Mediterranean Mermaid. Whoops. Okay, what was that? Something went flying. I think maybe it was a needle minder. Okay, so this is a Mirabillia's Mediterranean Mermaid. She can go this way or this way. And I showed you guys last week, I had the idea to turn her into Ariel. And I also said that I've always thought, until I actually ordered this pattern and looked at it a little bit more closely, that this urn that she's holding, that she's pouring pearls out of, I always thought it was a fish. And I felt really silly. But apparently, I am not the only person who thought that, because I posted a picture of like my start and my ideas and stuff on both Facebook in the Nora Corbett Full Conversions group on Facebook, and also on Instagram, and I got so many comments of people saying, oh my god, I always thought it was a fish too, and until you said something I didn't realize it wasn't a fish. So a lot of people think that that's a fish. That's not just me who thought it was a fish. But anyway, so I have been working on this and am really happy with how it is coming out so far. So I finished Flounder, and I got a really good start on Ariel's hair. there we go. So I'm really liking how the hair is coming out. I think it's looking really good. I like the fact that I was able to find colors that have that sort of bright red that Ariel has without it, you know, looking like a clown. And then I was able to kind of chart as I go Flounder, and I think he's come out looking pretty good. I'm really happy. It was, now I have to say it's hard because you know, this is not a cartoon Ariel, so she doesn't look like the Little Mermaid, you know, Disney cartoon. She's charted to look more you know, real. I mean, if mermaids were real, but I mean, look like a real person. And I wanted Flounder to look like a real fish, but still be Flounder. So that was hard because it's like, I didn't want to make him look too cartoony, but I couldn't make him look too, you know, like just a fish, because then it wouldn't be Flounder. So I had to put some of Flounder's like characteristics in there, and I think I was pretty much able to do it. He is like bigger than the vase. There's somebody else who charted like a little, looks like a betta fish or something, and it's in the Nora Corbett full coverage group, and a couple people like pointed me towards that when I was saying, like, you know, I thought it was fish. Somebody's like, oh, somebody else did a fish, and they pointed me to it, and it's really, really pretty, but it looks like, you know, a betta fish. It doesn't look like a character. So you know, so I had that challenge, and Flounder is quite a bit bigger than the vase or that other person's fish. But Flounder, if you look at the Disney cartoon, when they're together, Flounder is as big as Ariel's head. So I don't think it's a problem that he's this big. And I think he's come out pretty good. So let me know what you guys think. I think I did it. It wasn't easy. It's not perfect by any means, but yeah, I think I got the essence of Flounder there. So I'm happy about that. Now right here by her hair, that's blank because those are supposed to be beads. And I'm trying to like look at the pattern, and I don't know if those beads are supposed to be like sparkly bits for hair, if it's supposed to be kind of like jewelry decoration, because the original pattern she's wearing like this crown thing. I don't know if you can see it, which I'm not going to put in. So I left it blank so that I can make it part of her hair, but I don't know if I will. I might just fill it in with, you know, hair color. One thing that I did kind of want to add is, like, in some things here, Ariel has like a flower or flowers in her hair. And I got these that I showed you last week. I got these little roses. But I mean, they don't have to be roses. They are roses. But I think I could take a couple purpley pinky ones that match the beads that I'm using for her bodice and put like a cluster in her hair. And I think that might look good. Like, I think those would work. What color? Oops. So I might do that. I mean, she's supposed to be Ariel, but she doesn't have to be exact, right? So it's like the colors that have to be. So, yep. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you think it is adorable like I do. I mean, I'm kind of proud of this. This was not easy to do. It was not easy to take a little sketch that I did, which when I sketch, it's very sketchy. You know, it's like, and then to translate that into stitches that have to be, you know, smooth, it was hard. So, so there are times I went back and I filled some stuff in, and I filled in a little bit when I was back stitching it, because I did back stitch a little bit, the stripes and like the fins and the tail and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy. Obviously, because it's not an urn that she's pouring pearls out of, I think I did get some of the bigger pearl beads. I think I'm gonna have some like bubbles coming out of his mouth, maybe, or just bubbles coming up like that. I think that might be cute. And now that he's done, I can go more into her finishing her hair and then move on to the body, which is a lot of changing the colors. And as I said, she has 3 like fin things, and I'm getting rid of this back stomach one. I'm keeping these. So this and this and the tail, the end of the tail are going to be more of the light aqua color, and then the main body of the tail is going to be more green. So I did start that a little bit over here. I don't know if you saw that last week, so let me show you the beginning. That's the beginning of like her tail color. So I am, you know, pretty excited about this. It's the first time I've done something like this. I really like the idea of doing conversions on the Mirabillias. I think it's pretty cool. So that has been kind of fun this week. And challenging, but I mean, still fun. Somebody asked me about my needle minder, or commented on my Archie and Veronica and Betty needle minder, and I have this because my mom actually really liked Archie comics. Like, she liked them from when the time she was a little kid. And so occasionally, you know, when we were at the grocery store and stuff, she would buy one for me or for her, for Aaron, when we were kids, because she always liked them. So, and then when, you know, she was more elderly and whatever, I would get them for her occasionally, just as like a kick. And she always enjoyed it. So when she started stitching again, because my mom was a needle pointer and crewel embroidery stitcher when I was growing up, but as she got older and had more health problems, she had stopped doing that. And I actually introduced her to kind of cross stitch in the last couple years of her life, and she loved it. So of course she wanted all the stuff. So I got her a bunch of needle minders. I think I went on to one of the Etsy sites, probably Mad for Minders, where you can get a lot of minders for under $5, and I'm like, okay, you can get 5. So you pick out the 5 that you want, and I'll get this for you. And I got her, and that was one of the ones I got her because she wanted, she always liked Archie and Archie comics. So after she passed away, of course, I got all her stuff back, and so now I have that one. And so it's silly, but putting that on my project makes me think of my mom. There's so many things, so many little things I have, especially with my stitching, that, you know, when I go to tell you guys, you know, why do I have that? Because it reminds me of my mom, or makes me think of my mom. And Archie comics will make me think of my mom forever. So it's nice to have that on there. So that was all my stitching for the week. I don't have any haul this week. I've had enough lately, so I think that's gonna stop for a little bit of time. But as I'm organizing stuff, I'm discovering stuff that I haven't seen in a long time. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot I had that. So, you know, maybe I'll do some more like stash dive videos, that kind of thing eventually. And let's see, plans for July. I don't have any specific plans, just gonna continue, you know, same old, stitching on the stuff that's bringing me joy. Hopefully, sometime soon I will get my Chatelaine kits, and I will definitely, when I get those, I have like four charts, but I'm not going to start them all at once. I'm going to start one. I still have to pick which one I think is going to be my my inaugural Chatelaine, aside from the little guys. So maybe I'll get that in July, and if I do, then I'll definitely be starting that. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any specific plans. I don't have any themes that I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying kind of the sweetie life right now. I know I had made comments about doing Little Golden Book, doing a big giveaway in August for my birthday, and I don't think that that's gonna happen. I'll be honest with you guys, because we're coming up on July, and 6 weeks is not gonna be enough time or even 4 weeks, because if I was going to do it in August, it would be, you know, starting in the middle, the beginning of August, not the middle when my birthday is. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to actually get books completed for that. So I'm altering that, and I'm thinking that maybe I will do a little golden book giveaway during my Flossnica this year, because I would like to do that again this year. 2 years ago, so in 2020, I did a Flossnica where I did a video every night, kind of the way people do Flossmas and do like a little video every day. I did the 8 nights of Hanukkah, and I talked a little bit about Hanukkah and everything, and people seem to really enjoy it. I did like a one-time Flossnica last year and kind of combined it all together because Hanukkah was so early last year. It just, I wasn't in a holiday mood yet. And I don't know if I will be this year either, but Hanukkah is at the end of the year. It crosses Christmas, so it would be a good time, I think, to do the 8-day thing. And I will go over the stuff I went over the past 2 years, so, you know, which is some of the story of Hanukkah and some of the traditions and stuff, which, yes, I've done already, but that's kind of how Jewish tradition works, is we repeat the stories over and over again. We tell the stuff again and again. So I probably do that, but I would like to, you know, have something else as part of it. So maybe I will do a giveaway of a couple little golden books, maybe, you know, every other day, or if I'm really ambitious and can get 8 books done, maybe I'll do one every day. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm not gonna like make any specific promises, but we'll see. Oh, while we're on it, look how cute my nails are this week. Little watermelons. I thought they were really cute. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, is the little golden books maybe will be a Hanukkah thing. Yeah, so more on that to come as I finalize plans and, you know, figure out how much I can get my act together, etc. So let's see, we were gonna have 4th of July here before I see you again, right? No, I will probably be doing a video on the 4th of July, right? Because 4th of July, it will be the 3rd of July. My video will be coming out on the 3rd of July. So, okay, so I'm not going to say happy 4th of July yet, although I hope you do have one, but I will be doing a video again before I do that. And I think that's it. I hope that if you guys jump on this and see this video early today, once it's up, and you're reminded about the Zoom call, don't forget to contact me to get the info. And for those of you who already have the info, I'm looking forward to seeing you this afternoon. And I hope you guys have a great week. Until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.